Yeah, yeah, yeah. TG and Mecah, they running the show. Talking Buckeye football, letting them know. OH. Buckeye ladies ring the victory bell. OH. Now go ahead and give them hell. Smart, bold, and ready, they know their ball. Scarlet and gray pride, they've got it all. OH. Buckeye ladies ring the victory bell. OH. Now go ahead and give them hell.
What up, ladies and gentlemen, Buckeye fans of all ages? This is the Buckeye Ladies Show. I'm TG. This is my co-host Mecah. Mecah, how you doing, miss?
Good. How's everybody tonight? Good to see everyone in the chat.
Yeah, it's great to see everyone. And more importantly, it's a great day to be a Buckeye because we're gonna go over pretty much what happened this past week, obviously, of week 10. We're gonna get our thoughts on everything. We're especially going to be going over we're going to be going over pretty much Julian Satan's Heisman campaign again, his continued campaign. We're going to go over the week 11 mess, or week 11 takeaways, I should say. We're going to go over our UCLA predictions, of course, but we're also going to even talk about like Indiana as well. We're going to talk about the college football playoff, how everything is looking. We're also going to start talking about the SEC because, these people can't help themselves. We're going to recap all of what happened in week 10. But so and be sure to enjoy the show. And by the way, we are sponsored by mybookie.com. Please enter the promo code Ohio and you will get the $500 insurance. So if you miss out on the bet, you will pretty much be able to get you will be able to get money back if you miss out on it. And on top of that, we also have our merch store that's open, Mecah.
Yeah, guys, go check it out. We got some awesome merch over there. Vader's got some good shirts. TG stuff is coming. Buckeye Lounge has got stuff, and and Nutty, my podcast has got some stuff. And I just dropped a new episode of the Illuminati podcast on Wednesday. If you guys haven't checked that out yet, please go ahead and do so and tell me what you want to see. Feedback is always appreciated.
Yes, indeed. And not only that, but also you're going to see you have the Buckeye Lounge merch on there. If you guys know me and Sean show, you have a lot of other merch on there with the Podfather, Chris. You have Schrock's own very own shirt as well. And not only that, but I'm going to tell you guys now, be on the lookout for TG the Wolverine Slayer shirt because I'm telling you guys, you're going to love it. I promise you're going to love it.
Yes, you will. I promise you, it's like one of the most epic shirts I've ever seen.
I promise you, you're gonna love the design, and you're gonna want to wear it, especially to Wolverine fans, because I'm that type that make them cry, especially because they're still talking about me, even if I hadn't said anything about Scum in a while, despite trashing their team because of how trash their team has been playing. But that's neither here
You
nor
know
there.
how you know how sensitive they are. They can't help themselves.
Oh yeah, we're also going to talk about that little because we know Eric did a video on it earlier, but we're also going to give our thoughts and opinions on their little stuff. And shout out to our man Burke, who's been able to help us with his merchandise store at being able to help us sell these shirts. And the more you guys are able to help us by buying our merch, we are able to get paid and help our families do it, because I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah,
I'm gonna want this to be a job. I do not want to get another job.
yeah, me too. With TG, same boat. Like, help us out, you guys.
Yeah, it'll help us out definitely. And you guys continue to like, share, subscribe, and make sure you guys turn on those notifications so you guys never miss a thing. Because now we're gonna start off with a little bit of recruiting news, just a little bit of it. Mecah, would you be willing to give us just a little bit?
Yeah, I think this is this is definitely a big visitor weekend. We got guys like Dre Quinn and Braxton Rimber, the Wake Forest commit linebacker commit coming in, and we got uh, Eli Johnson coming in, and I feel really good about him. I think if we push for him, he's like one of the top safeties in the 2027 class, and I think if we push for him, we could definitely land him. And Drake Quinn, I think, is a real big possibility. I believe that Vader already has a boom in for both Eli and Dre to be Buckeyes, so I'm looking forward to that. And that's just a taste of some of the visitors that are coming in this weekend. I'm sure there'll be a lot more. I know of a little bit more, but if you want to know more, go subscribe to Patreon. We go into detail on all that.
Yeah, and guys, I will be dropping my NFL Rundown podcast on Patreon on Friday. I have been these last 2 days now. It's Wednesday, I had such severe stomach cramps. I cannot. I'm sorry, I cannot. And then today, I had to go out and help my family out, of course. So I promise you guys, you will see the NFL Rundown podcast video up this Friday. I will be recording it, going over everything. And not only will I be going over everything, but I will also be making sure to pretty much give you guys all the details about our Buckeyes in the NFL. Now, I will give you some sad news. Marvin Harrison is out for the season.
Yeah, I saw that. That's too bad for him.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. The injury he suffered, it's bad, and I feel bad for him. It's one of the things that really hurt our Buckeyes, which is the constant injury bug. Because sometimes these guys get injured at the worst opportune times. Because Marvin was having himself a good season. He was on the verge. He would have, had he kept going at the pace he would have been well over 1,000 yards, which sucks.
Yeah, he was really starting to pick it up this year, and for that to happen, it just broke my heart. I feel for that guy because I know what a hard worker he is and how much that's gotta hurt him to have to go through that and not be able to play.
Oh, it does. I know for a fact it does. Now let's talk about Julian Saint's Heisman race, Mika. Do you know exactly where Julian Saint's current stats and rank he makes among the national quarterbacks?
I believe he's number one uh, in completion percentage and passing yards over 20 yards. I think I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, it's no doubt. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can pull it up. He is number one in completion percentage for sure. Like he's actually on pace to outdo get this. Bo Nix, Mac Jones, Colt McCoy, and Joe Burrow in completion percentage. The highest single season completion percentage.
And right now he's got one of the lowest touchdown to interception ratios in college football history. And if he keeps on pace, he could eclipse it. Like
Oh
he's just
yeah, and not only that, but guys, get this real quick actually too about Julian saying his 80% completion percentage. He is the first ever FBS quarterback since the 2000s, legit the 2000s year, with a 80% completion percentage during a 9-0 start. Let that sink in, people.
yeah, and on top of that being his first year as a starter.
Right? Yeah, Lisa. Yeah, it sucks for Marv. It ain't no doubt. And he's on your fantasy team. Damn. You can bench him, you know.
Uh, it hurts me to do that, but yeah,
You got to. If he's injured, that's not gonna hurt you much. Like if he's out
I
for the season, it's
know.
not gonna hurt.
It
But
just
yeah, no. But
it,
yeah, no, like yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Trust me, I get it for everybody. But to get back on the Julian Sand bandwagon, for him to be doing this and this is his first time ever starting, name a quarterback like that who's done that. The only quarterbacks we've ever seen do this have actually been Dwayne Haskins, CJ Stroud, Justin Fields, um, not Will Howard, Joe Burrow himself because his first time
Joe
starting
Burrow.
like those are the only quarterbacks you look at because like now with Will Howard he was his first time starting here at Ohio State, so in a way you could count that for him, but it's like no, like the first quarterback that Ohio State like started in general that actually had like an 80% completion percentage for multiple games. And think about it, he's on 5 games. He's already there. He's like one more game away from having like 6, 8. How many do you think this man could break realistically?
What, you broke up there? I didn't hear you.
I said, how many do you think that this man could just? How many games do you think it would be for Julian saying to have like a 80% completion percentage because I think we all know he might break Will Howard's record
Yeah,
for having games.
I truly believe he's going to because he's just even his misses are like barely misses or like just drops by the receiver. He's never just outright inaccurate. He's on another level when it comes to accuracy. Like I said, I think the dude is like a baby faced assassin out there. He's just out there just pinpoint accurate. Like
Oh
he,
yeah.
he could probably knock an apple off someone's head at 80 yards. Like I don't even
Oh yeah.
doubt
He
it. Like
absolutely could. And what up, Craig? What up, Craig? Hey, Crazy Ken 2020. And you're true. This is what does impress you about Julian saying is his leadership, his intangibles, and his poise. Like it's so impressive to see how good he is. And what up to you, my brother Sean from the Buckeye Lounge? He missed our interview because of his sickness, so it's good to see you. But what do you think of that, Mika, about Julian Saint's intangibles, his leadership, and his poise?
I've said it before. If you look up poise in the dictionary, there should be a picture of Julian saying like he is the definition of cool under pressure. Like he does not get flustered, and it's just amazing to see. Not to mention he's humble. Like he's always putting the props towards his teammates. He's supporting JJ for Heisman. Like he's just a team first guy, and I love the attitude he's bringing. He's just so cool, calm, and collected, and a team player, and that's just awesome to see from someone so young. Because let's face it, the hype could easily go to his head. Like
Oh yeah.
not not very many people his age would be able to handle the amount of like talk around him and the stardom in his around him, and he's just handling it so well. And I think it's a testament to him and us as a program that he's just dealing with it so well.
That's because Ohio State doesn't let that get to your head for starters, and then that's good on him. Now let me tell you something too. Do you want to know he's also a semifinalist? Like him, Jeremiah Smith, Auger Reese, Sonny Styles, and a couple of our other Buckeyes are semifinalists for like a lot of awards. Like he's the
Yeah.
semifinalist for the Davy O'Brien Award, people.
Yep.
Like, and it ain't the only one. As a matter of fact, I could try to see if I can find it on here because I know I've been going through here looking at everything for Ohio State.
Cornell Tate is up for the Bolitnikoff along with JJ as well.
Yeah, he is. As a matter of fact, you actually have, and you know, right here in this question with Michael Caldwell, and we can answer this real quick. Question for you, ladies: do you think Jeremiah Smith is going to have his best game of the year against Michigan? Not just because it's the game, but it's his birthday. Oh, wow! Is his
Yeah.
birthday? I think, first of all, I think he very well could. Even though I do think Michigan probably will try to double team the mess out of him. Hopefully, Ryan Day will find ways to just get him the ball. Like I said, it is not hard with JJ Smith. It really ain't. With this Michigan defense, and we gonna get into them real soon. Trust me, we're gonna be trashing them. I know for a fact you guys are gonna love hearing that because I know you guys have been waiting for me to trash this team for a while, more than I usually do. But what I am gonna tell you this is with JJ Smith, I think he will probably have the game of his life. I think both him and Julian, to be quite honest. I think this will probably be the game we finally see our team play their game and actually just go
Yeah.
up there and beat the brakes off them. Like let's be realistic. Um
That's that's gonna be the game where we really see the offense open up, I believe, and show basically uh, all the stuff we've been holding back and really open it up. And I think we're gonna look at some creative ways to get JJ involved. And I fully expect Connell Tate to be back, and that's just gonna take the pressure off JJ and maybe get some of the younger receivers involved as well, like Mylan Graham and Bryson Rogers. Bryson Rogers balled out too, so I
oh yeah.
I think he proved himself to be a viable option. So I we got so many weapons on this team. There's no way Scum can cover us all. Like it's just it's gonna be open season, and I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, absolutely. And again, one of the things you and I talked about is like USC and then basically gave you the blueprint, which is USC and Oklahoma, which is opened it up against me and beat them. Now, I don't think this would be the game where Ohio State like absolutely just says we're gonna do everything, but I think they're gonna open up the playbook more.
Yeah.
And I mean this when I say this, just to just beat the tar mess out of this team because they need to do that.
Well, we're still gonna hold stuff back for like the playoffs. That's not what I meant, but
Yeah, like I know what you mean, but that's what I'm saying is like we're like they're gonna unload the playbook as far as like against Michigan. They're gonna try to run up the score as much as they possibly can.
yeah,
And he also asked a follow up question to that, which is if what happens if JJ scored 5 touchdowns in the game? Does he get the Heisman? And when I mean by the game, obviously we all know what you mean when you say the game. The game is the game. Like no one's ever
yeah.
gonna.
It's
We
always
all
gonna
know.
be the. It's always gonna be the game.
Yeah, it always is. And I mean, it's potential. It depends on how Julian's playing too, though, because it's like the both of them in that game could take away votes from each other if they both have like
Yeah,
if Julian Saints is going out there passing the ball like no tomorrow, and you got JJ Smith just breaking out having himself a game. I think the both of them are gonna end up. I think the both of them are just gonna end up getting the Heisman race, and then we could see which one of the two of them could end up getting the Heisman, depending on like I think the Indiana game. Now we all know that there's going to be some SEC bias, of course, which we're going to get into.
there always is.
But of course, I mean there is.
So,
But the good thing is for Ohio State is they're actually doing more promoting than they've done before. Could you believe it?
yeah, and I mean it's nice to see that the two frontrunners that we have on our team for Heisman are actually supporting each other. That's
Yeah,
that's great to see. You wouldn't see that on a lot of other teams, and I just think that's tremendous, and it shows the character and that the brotherhood and the culture that Ohio State is has built is real. Like,
yeah. As a matter of fact, if you want to know just like how good it's been going, like Ohio State's players have been in a lot of semi-finalists for a lot of awards. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can find the one that I ended up finding out about. You have the Maxwell player. Yeah, you have those. So let me see if I can find that one little tweet that was out there because it's actually pretty amazing when you think about for Ohio State. It tells you just how many freaks we have up and down this defense. Here we go. I found it. It's called Jeremiah Smith and Julie Sand are semifinalists for the Maxwell Award, which is somewhat kind of like the Heisman in a sense, but not exactly. It's kind of like who's been the best in college football. I would say probably during the regular season for the most part, maybe.
yeah,
Um,
it's the best player regardless of position, I believe.
yeah, regardless of position, I believe. Yeah, so that's basically what it is. And then you have Caleb Downs and Arvell Reese, who are finalists for the Benacard Award, which is most outstanding defensive player. And Ohio State, get this, people. Ohio State is the only team in college football with two semifinalists for both awards. We're the only program.
Yep, and to have that many players on both sides of the ball be up for these type of awards is outstanding.
Oh, and it ain't just that too. Like you got Jeremiah Smith, Junior Sand, and Caleb Downs, all semifinalists for the Walter Camp Player of the Year.
Yeah, that's just insane.
Right? Like ask yourself that question, right? Like you're like, Jesus Christ, we finally get Ohio State to do some promoting for their players, for God's sakes.
Yeah, and to have that be happening and have this team still be humble and basically just worried about winning a national championship and taking care of business with the team up north is just outstanding. Like, you don't hear them pump themselves up at all. They allow the media team and stuff to do that, and I think it's just tremendous the amount of focus we're showing. We're keeping the main thing, and just we're gonna take care of business. And I fully expect us to do the celebrating at the end of the season once our big goals start being accomplished.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, if you bring it up, because I think I'm gonna pull up Julian Sands. Now, obviously, we all know that. Now, Jeremiah Smith, he's actually top 3 in wide receiver in receiving yards with 862. The only two ahead of him is Rutgers receiver KJ Duff with 923, and Micaiah Lemon, who's USC's number one receiver at 937. Those are the only two in front of him. But he's actually up there, and he's actually real close to getting 1,000 yards. And it's not just him. I'm gonna try to see if I can find, because I did see some numbers um regarding Julian saying. I'm gonna see if I can find it, but wouldn't that be crazy for both Julian, Jeremiah Smith, and Julian to finish 1 and 2 for the Heisman? That would be the first time in history two players. That would be
Yeah,
absolutely funny.
that that would be ridiculous. We if that happens, we definitely need like a commemorative like mug or something to go on the show for that because that would be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, and listen, Michael, all of us can be biased towards Ohio State. It is, we all are, but we also can have the tendency to admit it. But we can also be honest, unlike most people.
Yeah, let's be honest. We all got scarlet covered glasses on occasion, but we can be real too. Like,
Yeah, but and like I said, unlike most fan bases, we actually will point out what is wrong with our team. Unlike most, which we're gonna get into them soon. Actually, we're gonna get into a lot of them because there are some who think that they are the absolute ish. And Caden the Diesel Freak, it's good to see you in the chat, my brother.
hey, Kaden.
Look, I know everybody don't like how crazy it can be. I kind of find it funny. I'm not gonna lie. I actually find it entertaining. That's me. So, and you know, super funny. Speaking of Carnell Tate, guess what his percentage is in contested catches?
I read it somewhere, but I forget. What is it?
92%.
That's insane.
92. I'm like, bro, and like they Jeremiah Smith is around like 90 to 91, and I'm like, you got two dudes who can.
Well,
Jesus Christ.
when you're being held out of games for just being like tight and stuff, and we're still blowing teams away like we did, like that just tells you how great our receiving core and how great our weapons are at Ohio State. And I fully expect Cornell to be healthy, and like he's just gonna having him back on the field. It's just gonna open things up for our other weapons as well. Not to mention like the tight ends are gonna get more touches as well as the season goes on. I fully believe Max Claire's really coming into it. He really stepped up during the game, and like I just think there's no way. I don't think there's any team in the country that can stop us. I think we're the only team that can get in our way, truthfully. I know that sounds braggadocious or whatever, but I truly believe that the only team that can stop us is us.
Oh, absolutely. And look, I know there have been some because I've watched other YouTubers and they do believe Ohio State is the best team, but some of them kind of hype up Indiana a little too much, and we're gonna get into them soon. But I'm like, the only team that can beat Ohio State is Ohio State. Like when they know they're better, but they sometimes they tend to shoot themselves in the foot, and we've seen that with Ohio State a lot, honestly, over the years. Um, about that business, Buckeye Bill, him and the Lady Buck, Tamara, are going to be having a show on on the 15th of this week. So I promise you guys, I believe it will be what's today?
Saturday.
The 13th? No, that would be the 13th. So yeah, it will be a Saturday. So I would advise you guys to go check it out when you guys have the opportunity. And you will pretty much see me on there. That I can tell you straight up.
Yeah, they're great over there. I love their show. They're doing awesome work, guys. Check it out. They're great.
Oh, they absolutely are. And not only that, but you can also follow this too. When we talk about basically Carnell Tate, because I mean, Caden, you are right, because like I said, because he did put it in there that Ohio State has to promote their best players, which he ain't wrong. We've been saying this for the longest because we have the best players. Promote them. Promote them. Like it wasn't hard. Like no, Buckeye Bill, I 100% agree with you in your comment. Go ahead, Miko.
Yeah, definitely. Like I love seeing us prop up our guys more, but I just love how we're doing it and still maintaining focus on the goals ahead of us. Like you can tell that Ryan Day is just extremely focused on beating the team up north, getting to the playoffs and taking care of business. Like that is the team priority, and you can tell that just by listening to the players. Like they never talk about themselves first. They talk about the goals as a team, and that's just awesome to see.
Oh yeah, and not only that, but when you think about it with Ohio State, um, it's some I can't wait to see about Julian saying, which is, when people think about Heisman moments, because that's what everybody keeps talking about.
I'm so I'm
Look,
so sick of that argument. I'm so
look,
sick of
look.
that
I think
argument.
Julian Saying's Heisman moment and Jeremiah Smith's will be if they beat Michigan. That's their Heisman moment, in my
Yes,
opinion.
I fully expect that to be the Heisman moment. And to be clear on that, can we just stop with that narrative, please? Can we just stop? Because basically, what you're
I hope
saying
we can.
is Julian saying hasn't had a moment where he's screwed up so bad that he has to basically one man team his way back to the lead. Like we shouldn't be punished for having a team that's dominant, and the narrative I think is getting a bit ridiculous. Just
I
in my
mean, it's Ohio State fatigue, and whether people know it or not, it always has been Ohio State fatigue. Mainly because of the fact that Ohio State's been so dominant for so long. It's not surprising to me anymore when we hear that because have you noticed how other like the national media does not talk about Ohio State as much as they should. They
well,
really
they never do. It's all about the SEC, and like we all know there's bias there with ESPN and everything, and I just get sick and tired of the Heisman moment talk. It just gets old, and just a little preview. That's going to be a topic on one of my Illuminati episodes. Like, I just want to deep dive into it, and just because it really gets my goat, and I get fired up whenever anyone says, "Well, he hasn't had a Heisman moment yet." Like, shut up, just shut up.
his Heisman moment would be just beating Michigan since it happened in 4 years. Same with Jeremiah Smith. That's y'all Heisman moment. Y'all beat Michigan. Y'all probably already up in there in a Heisman anyway. Especially if you have a great game against that team, you're there regardless. The SEC will be dealt with. I mean, I don't think that's any problem. Which, speaking of which, let's talk a little bit. Because matter of fact, before we talk about the SEC, because I do want to talk about this, let's talk about bad officiating. Why is it so bad?
Because we're just. I don't know if it's corruption or what it is. It's just ridiculous. People, we don't know what the calls are anymore. No one knows what constitutes the rules and targeting and what makes a catch and all that stuff. Like we need standards, people. Like standard rules, easy to follow. Like we need. I don't know. Like I don't know how it could be fixed. Vader had some great ideas in his article over on Patreon. If you guys haven't read that yet, go over and check it out because he had some great ideas. We gotta remove the conference's responsibilities from officiating. Like, things just. We gotta do better because it's ridiculous some of the things that are happening in this sport. This is the greatest sport in the world, in my opinion, and it shouldn't come down to bad calls. Bad calls should never determine a game, and it's sad to see it happening more and more, and it needs to stop.
You know what's super funny about it is it's not just it's like we're saying we need higher standards. It's like the rules are the rules. I just think we need officials that actually know how to do their jobs because these officials look stupid AF. Not joking. These people look unintelligent, like they don't know what they're doing. Like I'm like, because it ain't just Ohio State. I've noticed this in other conferences and other games, and I'm like, and even in other games in the Big Ten, I'm like, what are y'all calling exactly? Do y'all even know what you're looking at?
Yeah, I think there needs to be like reevaluation. There needs to be like a training program or something. Like, we need to get better personnel in there. We need to get clear definitions on rules. Like, things need to change because, like I said, there's no reason for bad calls to be the end all be all when it comes to the greatest sport in this country. And I do believe that college football is the greatest sport in this country. And it's sad to me to see it come, see some of these games come down to just bad officiating and stuff.
Honestly, it never should have to, but the reason it does is because the officials always just want to make either they want to be in the spotlight, or these mofo's are like just absolutely just don't know what they're doing. But like, you know, when we talk about like the inconsistencies and everything else, it's like like there's only one good officiating crew in the Big Ten. That I know. It was when we played Penn State in 2024. That was the one good officiating, and like the people who looked at the replay crew, that was the one good one we had. And I'm like, whatever happened to them? Because I think I
Even
see them every once and now and again, but I'm like, whatever happened to them? Because I'm Ohio State. I want them mofo's reffing games, not none of these. These people don't know what they're doing.
even it's bad when you get the announcers calling like officiating out, and you see that more and more happening during games. Like Jake Butt called a few officials out, and like I was laughing because like have no love for Michigan men, but Jake Butt is one of the most unbiased commentators in college football, and
One of the
his
very few.
I love his breakdowns and stuff, and they need to promote that man because he's tremendous.
All conferences should do like the ACC with the review calls. Be transparent. Which, let's be real, that's the one thing I will give the ACC. We did have a review crew like that, like I said, back in 2024 during the Penn State game with that same officiating crew. Whatever happened to them?
That will be the only thing I will ever give the ACC credit for.
That's the one thing you gotta be. It's like they're transparent. It's like these mofos don't know how to be transparent through this stuff. I'm like, please get us just give us a review crew that actually knows how to do that.
Yeah, make it to where it's just it infuriates me to no end because I really do believe it's simple fixes and it just needs to be done because this is getting ridiculous and I'm worried it's gonna cost like us a playoff game or something, and that's just gonna
Not unless we get
infuriate.
the ACC officials, which give the ACC officials credit. They actually call it down the middle most times. Like when they don't, like last year when we had them during the Tennessee game, the um, the Oregon game, and the Texas game, they were completely fair. Like when they called penalties, now actually no, the Texas game they kind of overdid their way. I would say that this is the one game they actually didn't do that, but the Tennessee and the Oregon game was the two games where they actually were the most consistent. Which
Yeah,
think
I'll
about that.
agree, I'll agree with that. Like the Oregon game was good. The Texas game was a little iffy, I thought, but they did a lot better that game than they were. But
Yeah.
yeah, the Oregon game was called very fairly, I thought.
Oh, absolutely. And not only was it called fairly, but it was called very, very well, which you got to give them credit on that. And like I said, now when we talk about let's talk about, because I kind of want to get onto this. So let's talk about the freaking first. Let's talk about the Indiana nonsense, because I've been going through a lot of this. I find these very entertaining for this very reason. It's like
Can you
how do I
all
say this?
stop acting like you're the God's gift to college football now? Like
That
you've been a basketball school your entire existence. Like, can you not act like you invented the game of college football now? Like, can we just
yeah.
not? I don't
Look,
mind. I don't mind fans being excited, but like there's no reason to be this arrogant about stuff. Like, and I know there's Ohio State fans that can be arrogant. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I can be arrogant at times when it comes to my.
Well, the difference is Ohio State has actually been dominant for 100 years, where
Yes,
Indiana's
that's
been the
the
losingest
thing.
program. Like that's the difference.
That's the thing. Like, it's kind of like what they always say: act like you've been there before. Like, you just you just look ridiculous when you come out and act like some of these people were acting like they invented the game of college football in Indiana, and I'm just like, come on, get a grip on yourselves, take a step
Like,
back,
yeah,
go.
like Andre, I know what you're saying. Does he now, Mika? Do you think they're overrated?
Um, a bit, yeah. I'm anxious to see what they do when they play us. Like, that's going to be a good game, but I think we got them in terms of talent depth at for sure. Like, they're not as deep as us, and I think if we make it into a longer game, they're not going to be able to hang with us.
Look, I think Indiana is a much better team than what they were last year. I can say that wholeheartedly that I believe Indiana is a much better team. But this line of thinking that they are on Ohio State's level, I think people need to chill out. like, look, guys, they're a better team, but that doesn't mean that they can compete with Ohio State at the highest level.
They're a tremendous team. Like, they have great talent, but like they're not there yet. Can we stop off acting like they're the second coming, please?
It's
Like,
like put it this way. Indiana has the talent to give Ohio State some problems. However, do we really think this? Because if you actually pay attention to Indiana, the last set of games they've had against Iowa and Penn State shows you they got some glaring weaknesses up front.
yeah, when they
Because remember when Mendoza said, "Hey, we could run the ball like 370 times down your throat," and I'm like, and then you go up against Iowa and struggle. You go up against Penn State and you struggle to run the ball. Like you're going up against front sevens that actually can match you in talent up
yeah,
front.
when they play a defense that actually has what it takes to go up against them, they struggle, and that's Ohio State. We have plenty of enough defense to take care of them. And don't get me wrong, I think it's going to be a good game, and we're going to get Indiana's best shot. But like the the ego just has to just chill a little bit. Just that's all I'm asking. Just chill.
Not only that, not only that, but let's talk about this real quick. Their offensive line is good, but not that great. When you see them go up against, because no matter how bad Penn State is, they still have the talent to go toe to toe with you. They do. They still have the talent, regardless of the fact. They do. They have the talent. Iowa, we know they always have the defense. That's never going to be a problem with Iowa. So, like, when you look at their, and not only that, but look at their offense without their top receiver.
Yeah,
Like, I know for a lot of us, we probably would think our offense would look different without Jeremiah Smith, which in a way it kind of would, but I don't think it would look stagnant. Because,
that's
like,
the
Connell would still be able to carry the load.
Bryson
With,
Rod, Bryson
you,
Rogers, Brandon Ennis, Mylan Graham. Like the list goes on and on. You got Quincy Porter. You got. I mean, it's just that's what I think the difference is. The difference is talent depth. Like they don't have the talent depth that we do. Yes, the first level of players is good, but when it gets to the second level, third level guys, we got them. The third string on our team, there are players that are third string on our team that could start at high level Power 5 programs if they wanted to, and that's the
including
difference.
Indiana. I mean, think about it with your Indiana. And again, Indiana fans, we're not disrespecting your team. But you guys, you're not this big time program. Like, you guys are a good team But if you were to face Ohio State at their best, they beat the snot out of you. Like, no, the gap is still there. Because I've heard some people say, well, the gap between Ohio State and Indiana is smaller. And it's like, no, there's still a big gap because, first of all, Ohio State's talent by far and away is better than Indiana. I think Indiana does got some NFL caliber players on that team. But I think Ohio State has better NFL and more NFL. Because when you think about it, for Indiana, you should already know that you have second stringers on our teams who are just as good as your starters and third stringers as well.
Yeah.
You would know this because you paid one of our second stringers from last year. Does everybody remember Zen McCaskey?
Yes.
Y'all paid that man to be your starting left tackle for starters. And guess what? How much did you pay him? Like millions of dollars?
And one of the offensive linemen wanted to come here, and we told him no.
What does that tell you? And it was the starting right tackle, nonetheless, that was doing that. It was Carter something. I forgot what his name was.
Carter Smith wanted to come here. He was an Ohio kid, wanted to come here, and we told him no because we were comfortable with what we had.
And it's not only that, it's like that should tell you exactly the difference between Indiana and Ohio State because he was willing to come here to leave your school to come to Ohio State. And when you really think about it, like the kid's talented. I'm not going to lie. The kid has got some talent.
He's very talented. And like their center is very talented. They have players on that team that are legit NFL players. But the depth is the difference. Like,
it always has been and it always will be. This is my thing with national media. It's like, why are you guys not talking about that more? Because you guys say like, oh, it's hard to have depth. Ohio State's got all the depth in the world, right? Like we had Cornell Tate sitting out for Purdue. Did the offense look like it took a hit to you?
And not to mention, like, I think, and I'm not meaning this in a bad way, I think they really are building something at Indiana, and I think they could get to where their depth is impressive and on a similar level if they keep recruiting and coaching the way they are. Like, Cignetti is killing it. Don't get me wrong. I want to give them as much props because, yes, they do deserve it, but the whole, like, put him on the same level as Ohio State, and it's like, come on now, man. I get it. You're the new kid on the block. You got the nice car and everything. You're enjoying the shine. I'll give you props, but come on, like, it's a different level. Like, you're not there yet, and I'm not saying they're never going to be, but you're not there yet. So
right, like they're not there yet. They won't be for a while. They'll get there. I believe with what Kurt Cignetti's doing, he'll probably build them up into something. But I'm not gonna sit here and say that they're on the level of Ohio State. Like the gap is very nah, man, the gap ain't closer because yes, Indiana's a better team than they were last year. But so is Ohio State. And that national title team, Ohio State, that national title team beat the snot out of Indiana. This version of Ohio State can absolutely beat the snot out of them, especially on defense.
We have first-year starters on both sides of the ball that are projected to be first-round draft picks. Like, Arvell Lease is projected to be a first-round draft pick as his first year as a starter. As much as people have been clowning on him now, I've seen articles and saying that he's not all that. Like, I saw one article and Pa's father talked about it on the show he dropped today. Like, to have that be his expectation and have this be his first year as a defensive starter is tremendous. Like, the talent on
and think about it. We have like 5 Buckeyes that we're getting put up there. Like Kate McDonald at one point was actually getting put up there as first round discussion, like with Tyreek Williams, Sonny Styles, along with like we just talked about, Arvell Reese, Caleb Downs, and Carnell Tate. So like you got 5 Buckeyes that are up there, and that's the difference.
Tyrone Malone's having a year. Edric Houston, when he's healthy, he's having a year.
Future first-round pick.
Caden Curry's having a year. Like, Kenyatta Jackson's flash. Like, the talent on this team is even better than it was last year. And it's just continuing to get better. Like,
oh, yeah. Oh yeah, and then when you really think about it too, for Indiana now, well, actually, let me answer your question, Jim. What is a Hoosier anyway? A Hoosier is a Indiana resident that or residents of Indiana in any part of the state
Yes,
that
that's what.
embodies pride, hospitality, and resilience. That's what a Hoosier is.
Accurate mascot. I can't argue with it. Like at least it's accurate.
Yeah, it's accurate. And when you really think about it, it is something that like I said, I'm cool with Indiana and I really do think they're a good team, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to just call them like the second coming of like one of the greatest. Like, no, brother, they gotta earn that.
It's
And
not. It's not like the millions of tiger mascots that are out there that don't
yeah.
have anything to do with the state they're involved in.
Hey, check it out. Lisa actually got to get in a super chat. Hey, thank you, Lisa, for the $4.99, which is okay. Indiana can be a bit annoying, but not the real enemy. SEC wants to minimize a number of the Big Ten teams in playoff and wants 5 and 7 SEC teams to represent GAG. Like, yeah, let's be honest. Let's talk about that
Yeah,
because I got listen here. SEC fanboys, listen here. Like now, there's some we know, like Kangaroo Black and Uncle Lou, that are realists, but and Piano Man as well. But it's like, let me tell y'all something. This is an era where everybody can pay players. Now that you're on a level playing field, let's see what you can do.
and that's what upsets them. That's why they're all torn up about it because the playing field is getting more and more level. That's why they're all up in their feelings. Like,
It's not just that. Let me tell you something, SEC. Because let me pull this up. Because I've been doing a little bit of research on y'all. Because let's start with this. You guys have always been this, like, first of all, I can't take your conference seriously when you keep doing the whole SEC because I don't like that. Who the heck does that? Who does
no,
that?
you don't hear people doing that with Big Ten or any other conference. Like,
No, they hate that. Like, no one does. You
it's
you
just
never will see that. You never
it,
will see that.
it's just obnoxious.
As a matter of fact, let me see if I can pull it up real quick because I think I have it in mind. Because I be saving some of these too, because this is the SEC. The last 3 years in big games out of conference currently have a 6-15 record.
I'm just gonna let
I'm
that.
sorry.
I'm just gonna let that sink in for a moment because
Like, let that sink in.
that needs a moment in and of itself to just sink in for a little bit. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Let me tell you something, SEC.
That
You
makes me.
can't talk no mess because out of conference, your teams get their butts kicked. I mean, for that to be a thing, for
That brings.
that to be a thing, like y'all talk all this big trash, and I'm talking about the delusional fans, like the SEC fans that we've had on our shows with Uncle Lou,
Like Paul
with
Farnbaum
Kangaroo
is.
Black, with all these others. We're not talking about y'all. We're talking about the obnoxious ones that have the audacity to act delusional, like Michigan fans. So we don't talk about you like you're a Michigan fan real quick, because here's the reality. The fact that you lose at a conference games more than you win. Let me tell y'all something real quick. When you're at a conference games, before you start talking trash, the fact that you guys have been trash against a non-conference opponents
And
tells you just how bad and why you refuse to schedule tough non-conference games. Why
it's
you
fun.
want them FCS schools so much more
Yeah,
than you schedule, because no matter how much you can say, like, do Big Ten schools schedule FCS schools? Yes, you do have
yes,
that. But guess what? There are thus, like, Ohio State, who schedule tough non-conference opponents. We don't just do all FCS. Maybe
we
there's some members of our conference that aren't good that need to do that for
we don't
sure.
do we don't do all out cupcake week like they do. Like
Yeah,
they
but
do
y'all
like
be having
full
all
out.
out Cupcat week talking about some, and I caught some SEC fans talking trash about Ohio State's the schedule of cupcakes, and I'm like, Bro, we play tougher competition than most of you. And did you ever hear that interview Lane Kiffin did?
Yes.
Lane, let me tell you something, brother. You are not Texas A&M. Let me tell you something about Texas A&M. Their
He
schedule is among the worst in college football.
he has no like he has no room to talk. Like he's
Better
doing
say.
he's doing good this year. I'll give him props and all that, but like just you had no room to talk. So just sit your butt down and be quiet because they sound ridiculous.
Let's be fair. Before Nick Saban, no one cared about the SEC. It's like once they came, do you would like once Nick Saban came, that's when everybody started chanting out like SEC, and it's like y'all better be thanking Ohio State for that because y'all forget he's one of the former Buckeyes of the Woody Hayes and Earl Bruce era. Do y'all be forgetting that?
And Oben at Florida too.
Right, like do y'all be forgetting that the coaches who led a lot of your SEC teams to success are the same coaches who coached at the very program y'all be hating on? Like, get real, brother. Oh,
Yeah.
and let me read y'all something. Let me read y'all something because this is how many teams the SEC teams lost to in these 3 years. Think about this: LSU versus FSU back in 2023. LSU lost 45-24.
Yeah, I remember that game.
Miami versus Texas A&M. Miami beat them 48-33.
And we all know what a dumpster fire that program is.
Right. Playoffs, Michigan. For granted, I do not want to count this, but this is truthful. I do not want to count this, to be honest. Michigan versus Bama in the 2023 playoffs, 27-20. I think we all know I do not want to count that at all. Really, I
No,
don't.
I'm just gonna glaze over that because
Yeah, like I'm not gonna count that, but still, even though I will say they did beat you guys, they did beat Bama in 2024, which is hilarious. But and they beat them worse than they did because at least with the Ohio State Michigan game, it made sense. It was a close game, and that was a rivalry game, so that made a lot of sense. But Washington versus Texas, everybody remembers that 2023 game, right? Washington beats Texas like 37-31. But then you get to the 2024 season, the year Ohio State won the Natty. Obviously, you get Georgia versus Clemson. This is the one game where the SEC actually wins because Georgia just spanked Clemson like a red-headed stepchild. But then you get Notre Dame versus Texas A&M. They beat them 23-13. Miami versus Florida, 41-17 spanking. USC versus UCLA. And you know what's super funny about this too, when you think about it, is Texas A&M also lost to USC as well. And when you look at where USC finished in the Big Ten, they were like a bottom 5 team in the Big Ten. Had barely made it in. Barely made it in.
Yeah.
And yet you're two. And think about where LSU and Texas A&M was at the time. Do you know where they were ranked?
I believe Texas A&M weren't they like 7 or
Yeah, they were somewhere around like the top. Obviously, in the top 25, they were up there in the teens. But it's where they were ranked in the SEC standings is what I'm talking about.
I don't know. I don't pay attention to the SEC.
I do because that's what made it funny. Is two of your top 5 teams, because their top teams were Georgia, Tennessee, Texas A&M, LSU, and Bama. And your number 3 and number 4 school in the SEC got beat by the bottom tier, bottom 5 Big Ten school. Let that sink in. A team that barely made it in.
Yep. That's why I think like all like the SEC things are just straight delusion. It's delusion. Like years ago, yes, I will give you years ago, but
I won't. Listen here, I'll give you years ago, but that's because you were paying players before it was legal.
Yeah,
That ain't legal.
but it's not that way anymore. Let it go. The era is over.
Yeah, and guess what? I'm not even done because obviously we all know Texas beat Michigan in 2024. But then you get to obviously we all know the playoff games. Ohio State beat 2 of them. Tennessee and Texas like wicked stepchildren. Notre Dame beats the crap out of Georgia 23-10.
Yeah. That
Obviously, we all know Texas beat Arizona, but that Arizona State, I should say, and we all know that was gonna, even though they shouldn't have, to be quite honest.
yeah, but they were dealing with a lot of injuries that game too. So
Yeah, and you can also go back through that 2024 season, and when you look at the 2024 season against the Big Ten, the SEC was 1-6, 1-5. They were close to being 0-6. If Missouri did not beat Iowa, and that was by 3 points, nonetheless.
yeah, they barely beat them.
I wouldn't say they're still GOAT because it's like, listen, now that everybody can pay players, let's see how goated they are when it's on an even playing field. Let's see that for
I
stuff.
think the next few years is definitely going to be an eye opener to all the SEC people out there.
I really do think it is too. And then think about it. You look at the regular season this year. Texas gets beat by Ohio State. Then you have Alabama getting beat by Florida State, the worst team in the ACC.
Yeah, the team that called them out and basically dared them to beat them, and they still could not do it.
Oh, yeah. And it wasn't just that. It's not just them. Let's keep going. Obviously, we all know that Clemson lost to LSU, which wasn't surprising. Texas A&M beats Notre Dame by 1. But then Miami beats Florida like a stepchild, 26-7. Arkansas loses to Memphis, a G5 school, nonetheless. Like, y'all schedule some of these cupcakes, and then here y'all are getting beaten by them.
Yeah,
And
but
then Notre Dame beats the crap out of Arkansas, 56-13. So, like, what are we doing today?
yeah, no one really takes Arkansas seriously, though. Can we just be honest? Like, even the SEC does not take Arkansas seriously.
They act like they do, though. That's why I hold it against them, because I always will. Y'all try to act like all y'all teams, y'all say the bottom tier teams of the SEC are better than the Big Ten teams, but yet they get beat like weak-headed stepchildren against a G5 school and Notre Dame.
No, I get it. I completely agree.
So, no, they're part of y'all little what-you-call-it, so yeah, you're going to get the smoke on that. So, like, the reason I go off, and again, I'm not going off on every SEC fan. I want that to be clear because I know there are SEC fans that got common sense. I know so. I
It's
know
rare.
so.
It's rare, but it's there.
Do I think, first of all, I think they couldn't beat Rutgers because if you couldn't beat a bottom 5 SEC, if you couldn't beat a bottom 5 Big Ten team last year, why would I think you could beat Rutgers? If I'm not mistaken, I think Rutgers made it last year and beat one of the SEC teams. So, I mean, I could be
Yeah.
wrong. I got to go back and check. But I know for a fact that some of our mid-tier teams, and like I said, it's like, I just don't care for this whole thing. Like, they act like they're above everybody with this conference nonsense. It's like, guys, and then I have one. Now, there is a Alabama fan on YouTube that I've seen. Not Kangaroo Black, but there's one in particular. I'm not going to say his name, but he is delusional AF. And even some Bama fans, I have to kind of call him out on that. Now, there are some Bama fans who side with him. There's no doubt. There's some who are delusional, but then there are those who actually call him out and say, "Dude, you're delusional if you keep." Because, and these are the same Bama fans who side with this particular Bama fan. They are the same ones who keep bringing up 2020 as if Ohio State was going to win that game. When you beat our team, you keep talking about smacking our team in 2020 when you know for a fact that our team in 2020 was completely decimated with
But
injuries and COVID. And Nick
Yeah.
Saban himself told you that. Beating Ohio State when they're decimated ain't nothing big. You should do that to a team that's decimated with all them kind of injuries and all that kind of COVID. You should do that.
even and when even Saban is saying that, that has to mean something, people.
Let's be real. They didn't start dominating this century until Nick Saban. Cause like the early 2000s, they
Yeah.
sucked. They sucked. They were trash. Like you go back to the early 2000s, like when you go back to the list, because there's a list of the all-time like
And
best programs of this century. Bama's number 2. And
It-
Bama fans say, why are we number 2? We should be number 1 because of the national titles we won. We won 6 to Ohio State's 3. But the people who made this list said, Bama, the only reason you're on this list is because of the Nick Saban years. If it wasn't for Nick Saban, you wouldn't have been on this list.
yeah, if it wasn't for Nick Saban, you have to go back to like the Bear Bryant years before you run into any success for them. Like,
Because the early 2000s, Bama sucked. People tend to forget that. Bama was like a 2-7, was like a 2-win team. That's how bad they were. And then when we bring up LSU, again, the Gators, we can thank that to Urban Meyer, and then
Yeah,
they kicked them out, and you see how well they've done since he left them. Like,
yeah. And not just that, but Urban brought offense to the SEC. Like he
mm-hmm.
reinnovated offense in all of college football, really, but he brought
Yeah,
offense to
I
the
mean, yeah, and not only that, but
SEC.
this is a guy who coached on Ohio State years ago with Nick
Yes,
Saban, with Pete Carroll, with Jim Tressel, with Nick Saban. He coached. We all tend to forget that
these are
these four coaches all coached in the same era on the same Ohio State coaching staff with Woody
yeah,
Hayes and with Earl Bruce. These dudes, it makes a lot of sense. These guys were
and
primed to be head coaches, and
and
not only
Dan
that.
D'Antoni too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're Tony too. But not only that, but then when you think about LSU, the only reason they've ever been good is when they like the LSU, like Joe Burrow and the LSU Tigers, when they have these unbelievable freaking teams with
Yeah,
these unbelievable players, that's when they're
and,
good.
and
Without them, they are straight butt cheeks. Like, look at the years they had when they lost to Wisconsin. People also tend to forget that too. Even before these past 3 years, the SEC was losing to the Big Ten. Do people forget that Wisconsin was beating the dog mess out of LSU for 2 straight years?
yeah, and not to mention like Joe Joe Burrow is an Ohio State product. Like he may claim LSU, like he didn't play here, but like you cannot tell me that all his development came from LSU.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when you really think about it, and yes, we lost to Missouri, but I think we all know the reason for that. The reason for us losing Missouri all the way 100% came down to the dysfunction with Kyle McCord and all that, and we didn't have our best player Marvin playing, so I'm not gonna hide that.
Yeah,
Our team was a dysfunction in 23.
and our offensive line needed work then too. Like
Oh yes,
we were
there is
dealing.
no if
We
ands or
were
buts.
dealing with personnel issues and injury issues, and there was a whole mess going on there. That I'm not gonna put that on every on us all of it because there were a lot of issues during that game.
Yeah, and listen, LSU may have won as many titles as us, but let's be realistic. That's because of the super teams they had. Whereas, like with Ohio State, we had a chance to win like 9 national titles, and we shot ourselves in the foot every single time.
Yeah, 2015 should have been a repeat year. I'll never.
Honestly, if you really look at it, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015 should have been the 4 years Ohio State won the national title. But
Yep.
we didn't. Obviously we got bowl banned, which was BS in 2012. Like we should have won the Natty in 2012. Um, 2013 we absolutely should have won it. 2014 we did, and in 2015 should have been a repeat. But you can even go back further than that. Like 2006, I think we should have beat Florida, but Ted Glenn's injury and Ohio State constantly shooting themselves in the foot is what hurt them in that game.
Yeah,
LSU in 2007, we dealt with so many injuries in that year, and I think we could have beat that LSU team. Then you go
yeah.
to 2010, we absolutely could have won the Natty that year too. But that has been Ohio State's biggest problem is we always, and I mean always shoot ourselves in the foot. And that is what gets on my nerves more than anything. It's like with Ohio State, we should be better. We should have more natties than Bama does this year. They got 6. We should have 9. Why do we not have more? Because we always shot ourselves in the foot. Every
That's
single chance we had, we shot
that's why
ourselves in the foot.
that's why I love the confidence and the ease you see in Ryan Day now. I think he's so much more comfortable in his own skin and what he's building with this program, and that's why I keep saying I think we're building a dynasty because like the whole program just is feeding off his energy right now, and he's just so much more confident and self assured. And I think we got a handle on it this year, and I fully expect us to turn this into something really, really special. And us as Buckeye fans need to take a step back and just admire it because it's growing into something great, and it's going to be remarkable. I think the level of
Yeah. Not only that, but it's like the reason I bring up this particular Bama fan is because he thinks that Ohio State should be scared to play Bama this year. And I'm like, have you guys seen your team?
yeah, but a lot of guys just talk stuff for clicks and stuff.
Yeah,
So,
This one is literally full on delusion. Like he believes what he's saying. This ain't clicks. This is he fully believes what he's saying.
well, there's,
like, like,
there,
like this ain't clicks. This is like Michigan fan galore. And I say this because he's like, oh, and I was like, do you watch our team? Because even Kangaroo Black, a great friend of the show, great friend of the channel, and a guy who was completely honest. I watched the video he did. First of all, he told you that defense ain't good. No matter how much I want to spin it, it's not good. That defense is not good. And not only
yeah,
that, but your offense ain't good. I mean, yeah, you got Ryan Williams and Ty Simpson's having himself a good year, but
but that's all they
you,
got.
you but this is the thing though. It's like, what happens if you were to face a better team? Because one thing that Kangaroo Black had pointed out, they don't have a run game and their pass blocking sucks.
At all. And when is the last time you've heard of Alabama not having a run game? Like, that is unheard of.
It really is, and that tells you just how much Nick Saban, like when that FSU team see it, hey Bama fans, Bama, Nick Saban ain't there to save y'all no more. Y'all ain't got that now. Y'all gotta fight for what y'all need to do. And when
That
they
was,
say that, look at your team right now. Like you can see that Nick Saban built that thing, and it's like every time you guys have like a top tier coach and he leaves, you guys never are able to hire a coach who can live up to like the standard at all. If
and that,
anything,
and
they
that was the two things that Alabama was known for. Like, their run game was always good, and their defense was always good. And they always had a consistent quarterback, not a game changer at quarterback usually, but they always had a consistent quarterback. Well, they have a consistent quarterback, but you don't have the run game, you don't have the offensive line you used to, and you don't have the defense that you used to.
that is what's so sad and what's really ridiculous is y'all actually like the ones who talk the most trash. I'm like, if you see Ohio State in the playoffs, they're gonna beat the tar mess out of you because they're gonna know how to attack your defense and they're gonna bully the hell out of your offense. I'm sorry, Eric, excuse my language, but it's just being truthful. Whether people like it or not, that's true. They're gonna bully the hell out of your offense. They're
Thank,
gonna put them over they need and spank them like they're children.
thank you, Lisa.
Yes, thank you, Lisa.
We love you.
Never has a super chat resulting in such a great rant. You go, girls. I owe you another super chat for your discussion. I mean, let's be realistic. It's just truthful. Like, I just get so sick of the most delusional fans who talk their biggest mess. Like, I said it before, like, Tennessee fans, you definitely should be talking because if you face Ohio State again, they will beat the tar mess out of you. Texas
Yes.
fans shouldn't be talking because you've been getting the crap kicked out of you the last 2 years by Ohio State.
And Texas A&M too. I'm sick of listening to them. Like, their fans talking crap. Like, they're not playing up to no god tier level either. So, like, can we just stop?
Yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous. This is why I kind of bring it up because it's like the whole delusion around it, and I'm like, guys, this is an era where you actually, and I mean this when I say this, you actually have to play on an even playing field. And guess what happens when you are? You ain't that good. It's like you got good teams, but have you noticed how badly your defenses have been in this conference? Like the SEC defenses have imploded.
And they used to be like known for top tier level defenses, and they're just not anymore. And part of that has to do with like Southern recruits are coming up north. Like, we got kids like K-Mac playing for us. Like, Georgia did not even want K-Mac. Like, that's insane to
That's
me.
stupidity.
Yes, he's a bit undersized than your typical defensive tackle, but look at, if you watched his game film, anyone with eyes could see what he was doing.
Tyreek Williams 2.0 might even be better.
Yes.
And y'all know how much of a monster Tyreek was. So, man, and you got Cade McDonald doing that, except he might even be better. So, if you're Georgia, how'd you miss on this guy?
Yes. Tyreek was awesome, and we got K-Mac, and we got Tywone Malone from Ole Miss. Granted, he's a kid from New Jersey, but he spent years.
I mean, we be getting kids from New Jersey anyway, so.
We've been but he spent years with Ole Miss, and he didn't develop with Ole Miss, and then he came here, and look what he's doing for us.
And think about it too. I mean, he ain't the first Ole Miss player. Remember, we taken like 3 Ole Miss players, and all of them have said the atmosphere at Ohio State. Like Ohio State is like a night and difference day from Ole Miss. Like it's so much better at Ohio State than it is at Ole Miss, which should tell you a lot about. And because Lane Kiffin, especially, because he's still salty about it too. Like I saw it on X and on Facebook. Like some people had him talking about who the best team, and he said
I mean,
Texas A&M or Indiana, and then somebody at Ohio State posted, with a picture of Quinshawn Junkins saying, "I'll be a little salty too."
and then you got Caleb Downs talking about how like things at Ohio State, like the brotherhood at Ohio State, is better than was at Alabama, and like he feels like the culture is on Alabama's level when it was under Nick Saban, if not better, because the brotherhood. Like I'm just saying, like what we're building is nothing to sneeze at.
I mean, back to back is what I was thinking. And then it's like, think about it too, though, because then Ohio State, you got 2026, and this team might even be better than they were last year. And that's what's
And,
going to be even crazy. If they're better than they were this year, that has the potential they could be. If
and
they
we're
were
not,
that would be ridiculous.
and we're not even done with the 2026 recruiting class yet. And
Oh, by the way, guys, check this out. We actually have some Buckeyes playing in the NFL tonight, right now on Thursday nights. I mean, we do. It's the Jets versus the Patriots, where you have both Justin Fields and Travion Henderson playing, along with Jeremy Ruckert and along with Josh Myers and Kendall Sheffield, our former defensive back. Garrett ain't playing because he suffered a hyperextension knee injury again, so he won't be playing for a bit. For 3 to 4 weeks, actually. So if you guys ever have the opportunity, y'all could go back and check out that game because it's food. Yo, check it, Mecah.
what?
We got our first member of the Twitch chat right here, baby. Welcome.
Ooh, good. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, we hope that we can get more people on Twitch to come in, because guess what? You guys will always be able to see your chats right here on Twitch. We'll be able to see you guys. So hey, be sure to come back, and if you want to, you could be a part of the chat and actually start talking up, ask your questions, whatever you want to do. Trust me.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, like that.
We'd love to have you.
Yeah, happy to have this. It's actually pretty awesome. And when you really think about it, for Ohio State, it's like, look at what our talent is doing in the NFL, though. Because before Marvin and them injury, bro, they were killing it.
Yep. Like
Everybody was.
I keep saying it, Brian Hartline should be receiving like daily gifts from NFL GMs and stuff, because the amount of talent he's pumping in at wide receiver and stuff is ridiculous.
You got an Ohio State hater that is just talking crap about a Mecca Buka. I had just seen it. I was like, wow, they really do get the haters, don't they?
Yep.
Man, yeah, y'all, these haters be cracking me up.
We always got the haters, but you're gonna have that when you're on top of the mountain. It just comes with the territory.
Except, at least if you're gonna hate, at least have common sense. At least be factual. Now,
Yeah, but that's hard for some people.
That's hard for most. I'm not gonna lie. Now, let's talk about Michigan, because there's this chat about them, and thank you, Bradley. Everybody, make sure you hit that like button. Continue to help the channel grow. Now, we got another new person, Say Triza from Facebook. Welcome, sweetheart. Welcome to the show. We're happy to see you. Again, anybody on Facebook, if they want to tune in, they can. I did manage to share the Facebook Live link so people can just hop in. So, but let's talk about this, because I don't ever want to hear Michigan calling Ohio State soft ever again in their lifetime.
Okay, yes, please let that argument die, because it needs to die, because you all are weak.
It's not just it's a ridiculous argument from the beginning. Yes. Like, y'all started this just to mess with Ryan Day, and I can see. But let me just tell y'all something. Y'all mother lovers is talking about leaving out of the Big Ten because of this $2.4 billion deal. Now, let me tell you something. I agree with you on why we shouldn't be doing this deal. This is one of the rare things you will ever hear me say, that I agree with you on that.
I do too, and that's the thing. But like, like, come on, are
But
you
it's like
serious?
you guys are talking about leaving, and you want to know what's even more infuriating about that too? It's the fact that you idiots have been, and you know what? You guys have been the softest program of all time because, as Eric has said it, the Big Ten has been trying to expand for years. You kept blocking teams because you
Yes,
wanted the easiest path to a championship, to success.
they
I
didn't.
don't want to hear you ever call Ohio State soft. Y'all are the softest bunch of
They did.
wussies on planet Earth.
They're the ones that blocked them, and Fielding Yost are the ones that kept Notre Dame from coming into the Big Ten. Like,
Right. Like Notre Dame wanted to join the Big Ten and you fools didn't let him in because A, your coach was a racist. And B, let's get this out there, y'all didn't want no tough competition.
it wasn't their
You
coach.
guys, I
It
don't,
was.
and you're talking about leaving the Big Ten. Like, first of all, they ain't going to the SEC because no matter how bad I think of the SEC, all them SEC teams, I still believe will smack Michigan upside down, regardless of the fact, except for their bottom tier teams. I think the bottom tier teams don't do much. Well, actually, no. Arkansas actually has a good quarterback. It's the fact that their defense is trash. Like, they got a good offense, but their defense is trash.
Yeah, the offensive line is decent too, but
Well,
like,
but at the end of the day, you're talking about trying to go to like, and if you went to the Big 12, I think the Big 12 is tougher than people think it is. Like the Big 12 is much tougher than it was before. The way you could ever get like the softest type of schedule would be going to the ACC or going independent like Notre Dame, and you'd
no,
be making fun of them boys for doing that. So here's my thing with you little wants, with your little wannabes, with you little soft cupcake wussies. Let me tell you something. Stand in the paint and actually say you can handle the tough games because we see what happens when you do schedule tough games. You guys always have the softest schedule because you know your team is not good enough to compete against the best. We've seen in 2023 that it was a down period for all of college football at its worst, and yet you want to sit here and act like you at the top of the mountain when you bros. Let me tell y'all something real quick. Y'all would never in your life be able to compete with the best teams in the nation. Your 2023 national title team, and I'm not even gonna, your asterisk team is what I'm gonna call them. The asterisk 2023 team can never compete with any of the past
that,
national title teams
that
ever.
should that should be their mascot from now on. It's just an asterisk.
Legit. And then not only that, but like you prove yourself when you gotta cheat just to get where you need to be. And then you show you can't even have any consistency after the fact. Like you are terrible at development, which is proof enough in the NFL, because even Colin Cowherd have to say it, that Michigan players suck in the NFL. You only got two dudes that are any good. Adrian Hutchinson and Mason Graham, and that is it, bro. Kenneth Grant be getting his butt kicked by
Yeah,
freaking like this is a 370-pound dude. And he's getting his butt kicked on the line of scrimmage in the NFL. Make that make sense.
yeah, and unfortunately, my Bengals always fall for it and draft the guys from scum, and then we pay for it later when other teams, like the Pittsburgh Steelers, draft Ohio State guys and they are successful. And I'm
Bro,
like,
bro, Mike Tomlin, after Jack
yes,
Sawyer
I saw that.
made an interception, they put it out there. Mike Tomlin himself
Yes,
said, "That's why I go to Columbus, Ohio." For that.
yes, exactly. Like, I wanted to clip that and send that to the Bengals organization and just be like, see, this is what you do. This is what you do.
That's what you do. Get the Buckeye players. And that goes for any team, really. Because a lot of teams know. Now, I know for a lot of teams, they're sick and tired of falling for the facade of Michigan players. Because it's like these players from 21 to 23 absolutely suck. Except for Mason Graham. That is the only one that doesn't suck. I don't count Adrian Hutchinson because it was his final year in 21. I'm talking about your teams that were there from the beginning. If you really want to, and I mean this when I say this, if you really want to talk to me about your team being able to develop players, like I said, you look at your team right now. They suck. The good thing is you have teams that don't know how to take advantage of that, except for USC and Oklahoma, who did. Nebraska damn near beat you. And I think Ohio State absolutely could do it if they don't beat themselves. You won 2024 because Ohio State beat themselves. If they don't beat themselves this time around and they force you to play their game, they know you can't do that.
They had to give their quarterback from their backyard astronomical money just to come there.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler, that's what I said. They're the only players. Those are the only two. Every other Michigan player, even Colin Cowherd had to say it, absolutely sucks. Let me tell you something right now. Jim Harbaugh, during his time in Michigan, could not develop an NFL player to save his life. And this is a guy who coached in the NFL.
Nope. And he even drafted Ohio State players. He had a chance to take his own players and took other players.
And you took Ryan Day's players, the guy you called soft, nonetheless. I could let that sink in real quick, so you know. So Jim Harbaugh, you can talk all the mess you want, but if you take in Ryan Day's players, I don't want to hear you speak another word about Ryan Day. Because Ryan Day would never take your players. That for certainty. The only two he would ever take would be Hutchinson and Graham. Those are the only two dudes he would take. Kenneth Graham, he probably would take just because Kenneth Grant has promise. And unlike you, he actually has a D-line coach that could probably get some out of that fat cargo.
And we offered Kenneth Grant, I believe, before even Michigan did.
Yeah, we did. And that's what's super funny is if you look at Kenneth Grant, you're telling yourself, man, I probably should have went to Ohio State because I probably could have got better developed if I did that. Because, bro, the fact that you look like Mozzie Smith, which I know the Jets traded for Mozzie Smith just to get rid of Quincy Williams because he's been underperforming. But it's for the Jets, I said this, you basically traded a player for an even worse player. Because I watched the Jets put him in there. He gets blown off the line of scrimmage still. There's a reason why the Cowboys wanted to get rid of him. They did not care. And he was trash with the Cowboys. He was getting benched. He was getting blown off the line of scrimmage, and that's what you trade him for? That's real.
It reminds me of Taco Charlton.
It does, don't it?
Yeah, exactly like it. What went down with Taco? Everybody was all hyped for him, and he didn't do nothing either.
What happens? Because we talk about what you should watch the films, but when you see teams like the Michigan players where their film look good, but yet they're on the field when they get to the NFL, it looks like straight trash. But it really just tells you straight up just how bad this program has been at developing talent. It tells you how bad they've been. You can't straight up tell me that you don't know that you can develop players. You can't. You suck at that.
And guys, before I forget, the latest issue of Buck Vader's comic strip dropped today over on Patreon, The Adventures of Buckeye Bear. Check it out. It's awesome. It's so cute. It's a great story. Share it with your kids. It's amazing. Buck Vader, you're so creative, and he dropped a really heartfelt tribute to his dad day over on Patreon, and I'll be straight up honest, it had me bawling. Dude's a very talented writer and one of the best insiders in the Ohio State football community, and go over there and support him because he's awesome. He's a producer of this show along with the Buckeye Lounge and helps us out. He's great. Give him all the props because he deserves it.
Yeah, Tyler, here's the thing. They know Ohio State, Bama, and Georgia are their only three schools that consistently develop NFL players. The reason they choose these Michigan players is, yeah, you could say it's because of their helmets, but also because of what they see on their film. And they were hoping that these players could translate because of what they seen on their film. And then they realized the film was completely lying to them, as well as their combine scores as well.
But the reason the film was lying to them was because they knew the plays.
Yeah, that's the other part.
It's easy to have good film when you know what the other team is doing.
Yeah, so like I said, Michigan fans and Michigan yourself, I never want to hear you talk about Ohio State again. You already lost respect in this rivalry for the stupid nonsense you done pulled with the scandal. And countless other scandals after that. And now you talking about, and now you trying to talk about you want to leave the Big Ten and you want to puff your chest out. Here's my thing to you, little shorty. Shut up, shut up, little bros. Shut up, little bros. Shut up. I don't want to hear you again. I don't want to hear any of their lame duck basement dwelling feces developing, living in their parents' basement, losers out in the Wolverines. You guys need to go out and touch some grass. You guys actually need to get outside, get a life. Go find yourself, especially for the males out there. Go find yourself a woman who would lay you as if there's actually a beautiful woman that would ever touch you. But go get a life, please. Get some help. I never want to hear another word from y'all ever again. I don't.
TG being ice cold.
I don't. It's true. A lot of these pools are basement dwelling losers who fill their basements with feces with posters of Jim Harbaugh and freaking JJ McCarthy putting Vaseline on their hands, just going off on themselves and just absolutely just being absolute losers. Where if any of them do have girls, it's like these are probably some fat ugly chicks that you have to pay a man to
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Let's take it
I'm being
down.
real. Most of these chicks are ugly chicks, man. They ain't good lookers.
Let's take it down now. Let's take it down.
I'm being serious. Like, let's be real. Go get a real girl. Go get like if you can.
I'm not doing the body shaming thing. Like that.
I ain't body shaming. I'm gonna just say this. If you can't be attractive, if you, hey Tyler, pretty much factual too. Most of these men probably have diabetes too.
Oh, let's not go there. That's a serious problem. For the record, that's on TG, not me. I did not say any of that.
No, that's what Tyler said. Hey, he said they probably have that as well. Look, I can agree with that, except here's the funny thing. I'm not gonna I say that for fun because diabetes really is a serious thing, but I wouldn't say diabetes would be the word I use, Tyler. Here's what I would say. I would say a lot of them got getting to the gym type of problem, actually exercising and knowing what it means to actually not, eat just sloppy joes all day. That's what I'd tell you.
And I'm pleading the fifth on this one. Podfather, help me out here. What do I do?
Oh, well, he's right here. Hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, brother. You've been missing a majority of it, but no, let's be real. That's how most of these, but most of these Michigan fans are most of the most unintelligent morons on the planet Earth, which I'm trying to figure out, how do any of you even have jobs? Because it probably explains why the world is so screwed up, because you have stupid, ignorant people like you. It's like, hey, you can have a degree, don't mean jack nothing. Because you still could be as dumb as a doorknob regardless.
Yeah, there's some decent ones out there. I will say that, but every fan base has their stupid people. It just seems like
not this many. Well, no, we're talking about an entire fan base, except for like 1% of them. Like I said, there's only like 3 good ones that I've talked about, and this fan base in particular acts like a goddamn cult. Like, people talk about Ohio State fans act like a cult. It's like, do we look like Michigan fans to you?
Be careful saying that word. We might get demonetized.
Oh, sorry about that. But I'm just saying that's how people phrase us. I'm like, do we look like Michigan fans? Brother, stop. Just stop. Shut up. Don't talk about us. Like, we're all about our team succeeding. You're clearly not. You guys act like that now because of how badly you suck, but please don't act like, and they try to make their 4 years sound like as if they've been doing anything good. It's like, you guys have only been good for 4 years because of a cheating scandal. Please cut that crap out. Not 4 years, for 3 years, actually. Because you guys had a bad year in 2024. 2025, you still suck. Just because you got a 72 record, there's a reason why the committee don't put you up there. It's because you still suck.
Okay, breathe, girl. You're gonna pass out from lack of oxygen.
Like, these people really, I never want to hear you guys again. I don't care. Michigan fans, Invader, listen, this is what you're going to get with me when I get on the rant. Let me tell you something right now. Michigan fans, Michigan yourself, I don't ever, in Michigan media, and media nations, I don't care. Don't ever speak about Ohio State the way you have beforehand ever again. Because if you really want me to slice off your LeMay hood and shove it up where you don't like it, trust me when I tell you this right now, you better shut your mouth, because I really will make you cry at that point. They don't call me the Wolverine Slayer. They don't call me the Wolverine Slayer for nothing. I make you cry, and I don't care.
On that note, is there anything else we need to address tonight?
Well, Mecah, first, do you want to give your thoughts on the 2.4 billion? You really want to do that? Or was mine just enough?
No, I think you pretty much covered everything. I think we've covered all the bases there.
It's not just frustration, Tyler. It's really more so. It's like I just get tired of it after a while. It's like, listen, I have not exploded on these people in a while, and then this happens. they keep running their mouth, and then like your team talking about going to try to like, don't ever talk about Ohio State again. Don't
If
ever.
you-
Shut up.
I will say this: if you go independent, have fun trying to make the playoffs because
You're already a joke enough as it is.
you've seen you've seen how hard it was for Notre Dame to get as far as they did, and they're not on Notre Dame's level. So,
No,
like,
I think they would get beat by a lot of teams, to be quite honest, which is
so
sad.
like if you go independent, like
Good luck
you
making the playoffs.
good luck because you're not making the playoffs if you do, because it's just not happening.
Tyler, can I add one additional little thing? Here's what I find kind of funny. Why is it whenever we start succeeding, Michigan finds new ways to try to avoid us like the plague?
Because they're scared of us.
Because I mean, that's basically
I
the
thought
biggest
that was
reason, because they're
obvious.
wussies. I
That
mean, no, that's the biggest. I mean, Tyler, I think he knows the answer, but I think he wanted to hear us say it's because they're wussies and that they will always be scared of Ohio State. Like, if you leave the Big Ten, do you think the Big Ten cares? No. Your arch rival Ohio State has been the main program making money for this conference. Like, let's
yeah,
be real, the Big Ten would straight up tell you, Ohio. If it wasn't for Ohio State, we'd be seen as another version of the Pac-12. So, like, why would we care if y'all leave? Like, Ohio State really kept this conference up. You're only
Oregon,
relevant because of your arch rival. So, like, and that's
Oregon,
the only reason you're making money for this conference. It's because of your arch rival. So you leave, you ain't doing nothing. You ain't never making the playoffs. You ain't doing nothing. You're worthless. So, like, no, Michigan's never gonna leave the conference to go independent because why would
Oregon's
they?
Oregon's gonna be a better rival for us anyway. So like,
Them or Notre Dame, if Notre Dame ever joined the
yeah,
conference, because them and Notre Dame, I think, would be the two best rivals.
yeah,
And if Indiana continues their trajectory, they can find themselves in that
and
conversation.
I
If
ser- I seriously think if Michigan does leave, and don't get me wrong, I agree with them being upset about what's happening and stuff. Like, this is the only time I will ever side with them on anything.
this the
But
one
like,
time I will too. The only time you will ever hear me say,
but
like,
like,
I agree with them on that, but I'm gonna roast you for all the other stuff because you can never talk mess about Ohio
but
State.
but like, we already have like you replacements in the making in terms of rivalries. I think because we got Oregon and we got Indiana that's building into something, and like, like if you want to go, like, good luck. Like, that's all I
Like,
got to say. As my boy Forrest Gump always says, that's all I got to say about that.
so now we can, okay, now we can move on to the now we can move on to the friggin' UCLA predictions. Ohio State versus UCLA. You knew I was gonna get all that off my chest. I don't care. Michigan fans cry. Don't care. But
I knew it was coming, so I was
you knew it was.
I was fully prepared.
I think
I
everybody should have been. As soon as you heard that news, anybody, you shouldn't be like, I'm finna tune in to the Buckeye Ladies tonight because I'm gonna listen to TG roast these mofos. You should. Because you guys haven't heard me do it in a while. I take subtle digs here and there, but I don't rant on them like that. Because they don't give me a reason to until they do something this stupid. But let's talk about the prediction. Mika, what's your prediction for this game?
I think 45-6, and I think it's gonna be 2 field goals, not a touchdown.
I will say 38-6.
Okay.
Yes. So, do you have any concerns heading into the week against UCLA though?
I do want to see what Matty P cooks up to deal with a running quarterback the caliber of Nico.
Yeah, I do want to see that too. Even though I do believe he did break down the game against Ohio State and Tennessee from last year when he was on that
Yeah,
podcast he
I,
did on 2024. So I
I
think he
think,
understands Nico better than people thought.
yeah, I really think he does too, and I think that game against Tennessee last year will really help us.
Oh yeah, and look, I know for a fact because Ohio State. Listen here, I'm sitting here talking all this stuff about Michigan. You better beat them this year.
Yes.
Yeah, Tyler, this is our warm up for underwear, more likely. Except I think Nico is a better quarterback. Obviously,
Yep.
he's a better quarterback. That ain't even a discussion right now. Like, it's kind of funny with Bryce Underwood because had he went to another school, he would have been such a great quarterback because he has all the talent, but he's the worst passing quarterback in the Big Ten, and he has a better arm than like majority of the quarterbacks in
Well,
this
he
league.
just has. There's just nothing around him.
It's
There's
not
no.
just. I mean, it's not just there's nothing around him, but we've seen him miss wide open players too. There are
Yeah.
times where players were
There's,
wide open. He was absolutely throwing them over. Like he was not. He was not getting the ball to them
there's no
sometimes.
development, and there's no one around him. Like he legit only went there for the money, and everyone knows it.
Oh yeah, so and I'm not gonna lie. I haven't seen anything regarding. Now I do know for a fact that we know that Philip Daniels and um
Josh Padilla.
yeah, they're both injured, so I don't think they'll play in this game. I don't know
I
if Cornell play, but
I think there's a chance that Josh Padilla plays from, but I don't know for sure. And Lion Day acts like Colonel Tate will be ready, so
yeah, so I think we could be good other than those two. Even though I do, there can be a chance that more injuries pop up that we haven't heard about because I haven't heard anything else about the injuries other than the ones we already know of. So
yeah. I mean, things happen in practice all the time, and like the important thing is to be as healthy as possible for uh the scum game and beyond. Because and I fully expect, uh, even if we are missing players, our backups will step up and take care of business. So.
They always do, and they always will because that's what they do. Now let's recap. Michael, you guys are really making me laugh today. Um, so let's talk about let's recap from a takeaway from each segment. Uh, what would be your biggest recaps? Your key takeaway, I would say.
Don't get TG ranting. That's my big takeaway of this show tonight. Like,
I would say my big takeaway would be let's be real. Don't give me don't listen here. Don't speak BS with me and then try to and don't expect me to start coming at you with facts. Like here's what I will say: speak facts, not BS solutions. Now, chat, you guys give us your predictions for the UCLA game. Like I already got Lisa's here. It's 42-6. You
close to
guys give us the
mine.
rest of yours.
Close to mine, Lisa. So, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Uh, Andre, again,
Yep.
close to mine. I got 45-6. So,
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking somewhere between 38-3, 38-6, because I don't think Ohio State's really going to put up a whole lot. Now, if they
I,
do end up putting up like 40 some, maybe be the first.
I do think there's a chance that Lincoln Kingholtz gets more playing time this game because I I think there's a chance Sane will be done by the second half. So.
Yep, Tyler 45-3. Good job. And you guys can even put, and here's the thing for everybody, when the show ends, I want you guys to actually put all of your predictions for the UCLA game in the comment section when this video ends. So when the
Yeah,
video ends, continue put it in the comment section. I think you guys should do that for every game that we play for the regular season. You guys put every single prediction in the chat after, not in the chat, but like in the comment section after the fact. What is your prediction after?
Yeah, I try to respond to all comments, guys. So please comment, tell us what you like, what you don't like. Like, give us feedback. Feedback's important. We want to make this show as good for y'all as possible. So, and
Absolutely. And guys, like myself and Sean will try to respond when we can. We just don't always have the time because it's like we read you guys' comments when we have the time, but we're not always gonna be able to respond. Like we'll respond when we have the opportunity. We'll like some comments and everything, but you know,
as well as check us out over on Patreon and check out the merch store, buy our merch, help support us. We get 50% of the profits of our show's t-shirts and stuff. So like I get 50% of the Illuminati merch and TG gets 50% of Buckeye Lounge and stuff. And I know for a fact that there is Buckeye Lady merchandise coming up too. So keep an eye out for that and please help support us. We appreciate all you guys watching, and please like, share, comment, subscribe. You know how YouTube works. We love y'all, and we appreciate you guys tuning in. It means the world to both me and TG and everyone here at the Ohio Podcast. It really does. So
mm-hmm. It always has, and you guys will actually help us be able to make money and support ourselves and our families. So please go ahead and check it out. Yeah, Eric's score is 38-10. Good guys. Yeah, yours is actually kind of close to mine, Eric, because I have 38-6. So we're kind of close. Uh Jim, his one. I'm gonna get to yours in a minute, Andre. It's, Jim, his one is 35-6. Fielding gets no joy this week. I don't think so either. Um, yeah, I know you guys enjoy watching me listen to Scum, and like I said, there will be more merch. My Wolverine Slayer shirt, TG, the Wolverine Slayer shirt will be out there. So if you guys, and Lisa, I can tell you love it too. So if you guys want to buy it and wear it, I advise you guys to do that because you guys are gonna enjoy it. Because you saw why they call me the Wolverine Slayer tonight. I love making them cry whenever they give me the opportunity. I do. So again, thank you guys for tuning in. We're gonna sign off now. I will say this: is there any final words you want to say, Mika, before we get off?
Just like I said, everybody, check out the merch, check out Patreon. Please, we're building a great community over there. We're close to 5,000 subscribers. My birthday is coming up in April. Let's get that to 5,000 subscribers. That's what I want for my birthday. So let's do it.
Yep. So, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. We want to, again, you guys can check us out on X, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. You guys can, I think we still have Rumble up there for our audio if you guys would just want to listen to audio. And you guys can obviously check us out here on YouTube. Make sure you guys send this out there to friends, family, help our channel grow, help us continue to get better. And as Mika said, go ahead and check out our Patreon, get our merchandise. And check out everything new regarding the OHL podcast because we are brainstorming some new ideas to get you guys to want to watch more of these shows, to enjoy being out here, to enjoy listening to content and talking all kinds of sports. We want you guys to enjoy it fully. And more importantly, we want you guys to actually, be able to enjoy next week's show because next week's show we will be doing post UCLA reactions, the Heisman Watch update, and obviously the build up to Scum. We will be doing that. So we want to thank you all for tuning on. Mika?
And the latest episode of my podcast, the Illuminati podcast, the third ever episode, dropped on Wednesday. If you haven't watched that, go check that out. Please like and leave a comment. Let me know what you want to see on that. So, on that note, thank you guys. We love y'all.
Love you guys. Make sure you guys give a shout out to our producer, Buck Vader. Shout out to that man for helping us put this show together. And we're going to end it off as we always do.
O-H-I-O.
Go Bucks, and Scum still sucks. And yes, Tyler, I am going to wear my merch whenever I get the opportunity to. At least. Well, if it does come out. Like, I'll wear my merch if I ever get the opportunity to. We'll see. All right?
Yep.
But, again, love you guys, and we'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Yep. Night.